Hi, and welcome to Woodbridge Geometry Virtual Tutor. During this lesson, we're going to take a look at the coordinate geometry unit, and our objective is going to be solving questions using segment and angle addition postulates. The first thing we're going to take a look at is the segment addition postulate, which states a line segment broken into parts is equal to the sum of its parts. So these kind of questions, we're going to be taking a look at line segments that are broken into pieces. It could be 2 pieces, 3 pieces, 4 pieces, numerous pieces. But typically we see it broken into either 2, 3, or 4. And the postulate states that the entire segment is equal to the sum of its parts. For this example right here, the entire segment is AC. Well, it's broken into 2 pieces, 4 and 10 centimeters. AC is equal to its 2 pieces, which is AB and BC added together. So 4 plus 10, the entire length is 14. We're going to use this idea to solve some more thought-provoking and challenging questions, such as the following. The big idea here is when you are solving segment addition problems is to use the big idea piece plus piece equals whole or part plus part equals whole. When I look at this first example question right here, it says what is the value of x? I have line segment NO. It's broken into 2 pieces, which tells me the big idea is the 2 pieces added together equal the whole thing. So one of the things I like to label is what's a piece and what's the whole thing. 17 represents a piece. 3x minus 5 represents the second piece. 5x plus 2 represents the whole thing. So all I'm going to do is piece plus piece equals whole. Because the question is asking to find the value of x. When we're looking for a variable, we're going to have to set up an equation and solve. Now, let's just solve this equation, combine like terms, and get variables on the same side. I can combine 17 minus 5 to get positive 12. The next thing I'm going to do is I got 2 different variables on 2 different sides, so I got to combine them. So I'm going to subtract 3x from one side and bring it over to the other. That would leave me 12 equals 5x minus 3x is 2x, and then plus the 2. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides and get 10 equals 2x. The last thing I'm going to do is divide both sides by 2, and x is equal to 5. Since the question is asking what's the value of x, that's my final answer right there. For the next one, a question that could be asked is what's the value of x, or what is a certain length of a segment or a piece? Notice here the question is asking what is the distance or what is the length of LK? To know that, I need to know the value of x, because right now LK is represented by 2x minus 19. Well, without knowing the value of x, I can't figure out what its length is. So I'm going to use the big idea that piece plus piece equals whole to solve for the value of x. I have a line segment NK. It is broken into 3 pieces. So really here, my example would be piece plus piece plus piece equals whole. X minus 6 is a piece, 9 is a piece, 2x minus 19 is a piece, and 23 equals the whole thing. So my equation is going to be x minus 6 plus 9 plus 2x minus 19 equals 23. The 3 pieces added together equal 23. Combine like terms, x plus 2x is 3x. Negative 6 plus 9 minus 19 is going to give me a minus 16. The next step would be add 16 to both sides. 3x equals 39. Divide both sides by 3, and x is equal to 13. Now remember, we're not quite done yet because the question is not asking what is the value of x, it's asking what is the length of LK. So LK is equal to 2 times the value of x minus 19. So I got to plug it in and solve. 2 times 13 is 26, and 26 minus 19 is 7. So LK has a length of 7. 7 is my final answer. At this point, I would like you to pause the video and attempt these two you-try problems. When you are done, you may hit play to resume and we will go over these questions. Now that you have completed these two you-try problems, let's see how you did. The first one says if AC, which is represented by the whole thing, is 39, what is the length of BC? So I want to know what is this length right here. So what is that specific piece? Well, the first thing I'm going to do is label. This segment is broken into two pieces. So I should have two letter P's. Those are my two pieces, and AC, which is 39, represents the whole thing. So piece plus piece equals whole. This is the equation that's going to help me answer the question. Now let's solve. 2x plus x is 3x, and negative 8 plus 17 is positive 9 equals 39. Subtract 9 from both sides, you get 3x equals 30. Divide both sides by 3, x is equal to 10. Now remember, we're not quite done here because the question is asking what is BC. So to solve for BC, I got to plug it into the expression x plus 17, which would be 10 plus 17. BC has a length of 27. That should have been your final answer. With the second question here, it says what is the value of x if DG, which is the entire segment, is 60? So let's label. 4x minus 3 is a piece. 2x plus 21 is a piece, and 60 is the whole thing. So your equation should have been 4x minus 3 plus 2x plus 21 equals 60. Combine like terms, 4x plus 2x is 6x. Negative 3 plus 21 is plus 18 equals 60. Subtract 18 from both sides, you get 6x equals 42, and divide both sides by 6, x is equal to 7. Since the question is asking what is the value of x, 7 should have been your final answer. You can use this very same concept to deal with angles as well, using the angle addition postulate. Now with angles, we have specific angle relationships, such as linear pairs, vertical angles, complementary angles, supplementary angles. Now those add up to specific items, such as 180 degrees, 90 degrees, or they're equal to each other. But what if we have angles that don't always add up to 90, 80, 180, or are equal to each other? Then we use the angle addition postulate. Piece plus piece equals whole. To solve these, we're going to do the exact same thing. The question asks, what is the value of x if the measure of angle ADC is 53 degrees? Now, angle ADC is the entire whole angle. So again, let's label the pieces in the whole. X plus 7 is a piece. 2x plus 19 is a piece, and 53 degrees is the whole thing. So I'm going to do piece plus piece equals whole. Now let's solve. Combine like terms. X plus 2x is 3x. 7 plus 19 is 26 equals 53. Subtract 26 from both sides and you get 3x equals 27. Divide both sides by 3 and x is equal to 9. Since the question was asking what is the value of x, 9 is my final answer. Now, just like our previous examples, it could ask for the value of x or it could ask for a specific angle measure. The last question here says find the value of x if the measure of ABD, which is the entire angle, is 114 degrees. So 4x plus 2 is a piece, 3x minus 7 is a piece, and 114 is the whole thing. Piece plus piece equals the whole thing. 4x plus 3x is 7x. 2 minus 7 would be a minus 5. Add 5 to both sides, you get 7x equals 119. Divide both sides by 7, x is equal to 17. Since the question asked for what is the value of x, that's my final answer. To practice this concept, I would like you to pause the video at this point and attempt the 2 you try problems. When you are finished, you may hit play and resume to see how well you did. Make sure you answer the question. Are you finding the value of x or a specific angle measure? Now that you have completed the 2 problems, let's take a look at your work. In the first one, it says find the value of x if the measure of angle XUZ is 156 degrees. 4x minus 4 was a piece, 36 is a piece, and 156 is the whole thing. Piece plus piece equals whole. This should have been your equation to set it up. Combine like terms. You can do negative 4 plus 36, which would be positive 32, equals 156. Subtract 32 from both sides, you get 4x equals 124. Divide both sides by 4, x is equal to 31. Since the question was asking, find the value of x, 31 should have been your final answer. With the second question, it said find the measure of angle BDC. Your final answer should have been this angle measure right here. So find the measure of angle BDC if the measure of ADC, which is the entire thing, is represented by 9x plus 14. So let's label everything. 3x minus 2 is a piece. 10x is a piece. And 9x plus 14 is the whole thing. Piece plus piece equals whole. Here should have been your equation. Let's combine like terms and solve. 3x plus 10x is 13x minus 2 equals the 9x plus 14. At this point, I got variables on both sides, so I'm going to have to cancel one out and bring it over here with the other. These cancel. 13 minus 9 would leave you 4x minus 2 equals 14. Add 2 to both sides, you get 4x equals 16. Divide both sides by 4, you get x is equal to 4. Now the question asks, what is the measure of angle BDC? So the measure of angle BDC is equal to 10 times x, which we found x to be 4. So 10 times 4, 40 degrees should have been your final answer here. Thank you for taking the time and watching this video on how to solve questions using the segment and angle addition postulates. Thank you for your time.